Hey, welcome back to your third IntyCenter of spring training, and we've got a new top dog in the spring training standings. Amazings now sit at 12-5, probably using up all of their luck in spring training. Game of Throws and Shack of Their Own sit one game back at 11-6. The Demon Bags and Stone Temple Seattle Pilots each have 10 wins so far. Meanwhile, every city continues a forgettable spring in terms of wins and losses. They now sit at 4-13. Turning to some individuals with good spring trainings, Archie Vaughn continues to flex the power in spring training. His league-leading home run total now sits at 6. Joe DiMaggio has jolted his way to the top of the spring training RBI leaders. He's got 16. Fred Dunlap, he's making it count like he's a vampire from Sesame Street. When he gets a hit, he's got 9 extra base hits, 8 doubles and a homer among his 11 hits. And Norm Cash leading the way with OPS. He's at a 1471 clip for OPS right now. Other side of the pendulum, we've still got Chris Hoyles struggling mightily. He's struck out 31 times in 49 at-bats. He's hitting a pathetic 143, and I have to imagine as he hears that, Amazing B is smiling, at least a little bit. Joe Tinker, he might want to tinker with his swing while we're still in spring training. He's batting .053 right now. On the mound, Tom Seaver. He's terrific, and he's the new fire-dealing ace. He's at 20.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. Hilton Smith, he's our new king of keeping you off base. He's got a 0.49 whip in 14 1/3 innings. And a couple guys with small sample size here, but in 6 1/3 innings, Cliff Lee has allowed just 3 base runners, and he's struck out 12, while Jose Rio is yet to allow a single base runner. He's retired all 13 batters he's faced. 6 of them he's gotten via the strikeout. Not doing so well, Waddy Clark, who's allowed 15 hits and issued 6 walks in just 6 innings. That's a 3.50 whip. You've got your abacus out at home. Mike Mussina technically might be keeping them off base, but that's because they're just rounding the bases against him. He's been tagged for 7 homers in just 10 1/3 innings. And Dellin Betances, he's issuing 11.1 walks per 9. Let's take a moment now and look at our top game performances over the past week. How about Guy Hecker of Game of Throws? He tossed 5 no-hit innings against the Demon Bags. He struck out 4, he walked 1. The next day, Matt Harvey tossed 5 no-hit innings against Let's Play 2. He struck out 8, he walked 1. And in that same game, George Brett had a pair of hits, including a homer. He scored the only 2 runs in that game. Larry Walker had a 4 RBI, 2-hit game for the Enhancers against the Orange Barrels. And if we look at March 13th, on the same day, 2 incredible pitching performances. Old Hoss Radborn, a lot of you are rolling your eyes right now if that guy's rolling. He goes 5 innings of 1-hit baseball, has 11 strikeouts. That same day, Smokey Joe Wood. Yeah, we're mentioning him again. He's getting highlighted for the 2nd time in a spring training IntyCenter. He also goes 5 innings of 1-hit baseball. He has 8 strikeouts in his performance. Last day of games for the week, we got a couple of teammates to highlight. John Smoltz and Ryan Sandberg of Let's Play 2. Smoltz, 5 innings, no hits allowed, 6 strikeouts. Sandberg, 3 hits and a homer. Now, to the injury log. Family Madrigal, they've got 2 injuries they're dealing with. Jim Fogarty has that calf strain. He's out another week. Waddy Clark, we talked about him earlier. He's claiming to have mild shoulder inflammation. Personally, I think he just sucks and is looking for an excuse. Scott Rowland, he remains the only injury for performance enhancers. No changes since last week. Game of Throws, well, they already had Jocko Milligan injured. Now Spud Chandler has a strained oblique. He's expected to miss a minimum of 6 weeks. And apparently the medical staff that's in charge of preventing injuries, well, they're following in their manager's footsteps and how much they actually know. Mandalore with 2 injuries. Louis Tiant, he's day-to-day with a mild shoulder strain, and Leif Cross, we're awaiting diagnosis. He left their most recent game with an undisclosed injury. Northern Shores Gales in November, dealing with one injury. It's a strained oblique for Willie Wells. He is expected back in 1 to 2 weeks. He should be good in time for the regular season opener. And last one we're going to cover, it is the biggest injury so far in spring training. And it happened to the Siorac Steel Tiger Cranes. Chipper Jones, injured on an off day in a head-to-head collision during practice. He's dealing with post-concussion syndromes. The team is not given a timeline for his return, but privately, they don't expect him back until around the All-Star break. That's a tough one to deal back with for the Seal Tiger Cranes. We're going to wish virtual Chipper Jones a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's not July before he's back on the bases. Hopefully your team's doing well. We'll see you next time on IntyCenter.